Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another HABS Daily News with the hockey coach guru called FRENCHY. Today, episode number 324. What your minute coach? Let's talking about the Canadiens press conference and talking about Pierre-Luc Dubois and HART. Then another Montreal Canadiens rumor. And finally, we're going to give you some news and update for the NHL. But before we start, we invite you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Show, and please leave me a comment about this episode. And let's dive in, talking about my first subject of the day. First subject of the day, guys, let's talking about Pierre-Luc Dubois and HART. But before that, we would like to talk about Canadiens press conference. You talk about Dubois, HART, the NHL combined, impressed by its front players, NHL prospect interview, Cole Caulfield contract, and finally, what Montreal could do at the NHL draft 2023. Ken Hughes said he's already spoke with the Winnipeg Jets about Pierre-Luc Dubois. Yesterday, we heard for Patrick Brisson and from Pierre-Luc Dubois request a trade and said to the Winnipeg Jets he's not going to sign any more contract with the team, the Jets. Then he gave them, Pat Brisson, he gave them a different list of the team where Pierre-Luc Dubois would like to go play. A little bit what Tkachuk did with the Calgary Flame last season. Thirdly, Pat Brisson said they are looking and searching to get a contract of 8 years at what? $9 million for Pierre-Luc Dubois. Are you kidding me? Please, can you do not at any moment trade for Pierre-Luc Dubois? First of all, he left Columbus. Now he wants to get out of Winnipeg. He said last year he wants to play for the Montreal Canadiens. Any other team. And now he's changing his mind for the third time. And now he considered to maybe play somewhere else. And now he's looking for a contract of $9 million. He never reached 30 goals per year. He never reached 1 point per game average. And now he's looking for a contract of $9 million, almost like Mikko Rantanen for the Colorado Avalanche. Are you kidding me? This guy switched his mind every freaking day. I'm telling you right now, I'm a Montreal Canadien. I do not want Montreal and spend any asset. First pick, I don't want them to trade any asset to Pierre-Luc Dubois. Secondly, if you want to play with Montreal Canadien, he would say, this is the only team I want to play. I'm going to have a contract below of Nick Suzuki. He deserves a 5-year contract, maybe 6 years, at $7 million for Pierre-Luc Dubois. Or the Montreal make a trade for Dubois. He would say, I'm going to have a 1-year contract at $6.5 million. I do not want Montreal to spend any players, any asset for a guy like Pierre-Luc Dubois. Move on now for HART. Ken Hughes said no about HART. He said did not negotiate a lot with Daniel Briere. He's focusing more offer a new contract extension to Samuel Montembeault. I think this is a great move from Ken Hughes. I already talked about HART a couple of days ago, and I feel like Montreal is not ready to go and move on for any trade for a young goaltender in NHL at this moment. Finally, Ken Hughes talk about the NHL combined in Buffalo. He was really impressed by his friend interview he did with friend NHL prospect 2023. One of them, it was Ren Leonard. I think Leonard could become a pro like at the same style like Matthew Tkachuk one day. We know Leonard played with Will Smith and Gabe Perreault. All the three players are considered to be at the top 10 of the NHL draft 2023 in Nashville. So this is concluded, guys, my first subject. I would like to hear from you. Tell me, what do you think about Pierre-Luc Dubois, HART, and the press conference of Ken Hughes? Let's move on now, guys, for my second subject of the day. And we are back with another Montreal Canadien rumor. This time, guys, I went to the Anaheim Ducks. What? Yes, I look for Maxime Comtois. Draft by the Anaheim Ducks, 50 overall pick in 2016. 24 years old, 6'2", have difficulties for the last 2 seasons with the Anaheim Ducks. I feel like it's time for Comtois to move on. Plus, the Anaheim have to sign him as a RFA, a minimum of $2.4 million. Possible, Anaheim would prefer to go to another direction. I feel like maybe it's a time for them to trade Comtois, and Montreal Canadiens could offer the 4th-round pick, 119 overall pick. That pick came from the Pittsburgh Penguins, plus the prospect draft by the Montreal Canadiens in 2020, 2nd-round pick, Jan Mysak. I feel like Mysak struggled with the Laval Rocket last year. The chance for me to make the Montreal Canadiens roster will be very hard, and I think Anaheim to get Mazak and 4-round pick in return is good enough to let it go, Maxime Comtois. I would like to hear from you guys. What do you think about this proposal? If you're Montreal, yes or no? If you're Anaheim, yes or no? Or you say, you know what, this is a good deal, make a deal. And that's concluded, guys, my second subject. And let's finishing my last subject of the day. My last subject of the day is about the NHL news. I want to talk about game number 3 between the Vegas Florida Panthers. Kader Verhey scored the goal-winning game in overtime and gave the first W in the Stanley Cup Final 2023 for the Panthers. And now the series is 2-1 between Vegas and the Panthers. Next game is going to be Saturday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time for game number 4 at the Florida Live Arena in Sunrise, Florida. But I want to talk about the Superman. What are you talking about? Tkachuk. Again, he did it. He tied the game. Another very big goal for the Panthers, about remaining 2 minutes at the end of the game to give the Panthers to stay alive. This guy, I call him the Superman. Since the beginning of this playoff, the way he played, it just proved to me he's maybe one of the top best 3 players in NHL. And he did it again after he got hurt during the first period, came back in the game the second period. He finished the game and he proved again the reason why he's a Superman for the Florida Panthers. Now Vegas lead that series by the 2-1. The next games will be Saturday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time at the Florida Live Arena in Sunrise for game number 4. That's conclude, guys, all the subject we have on this episode. Here we go. Hopefully you enjoy it. Today we talk about Ken Hughes' press conference about Pierre-Luc Dubois and Carter Hart. Another great proposal from Coach FRENCHY for the Montreal Canadiens. Finally, a quick update and news about the NHL playoff Stanley Cup final between Vegas and Florida Panthers. But before we leave, we invite you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Show, and leave me a comments about this episode. And don't forget, please, sharing this video on your social media. Until the next time, we want to remind you, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessing day, everybody.